Of course, when you first enter the sect, your status and treatment will certainly not be too high, but with your cultivation realm, as long as you complete several sect missions and become an inner disciple, there is no problem. If little brother Yang has any thoughts to take part in this trial, this mistress can get you a trial token. After that, Xianxia looked at Xianxia earnestly, and it seemed that she really wanted to be in the same sect as him. After all, Xianxia's strength is not low. Once he becomes a fellow student, she can go out and visit him later, and he can be justly invited to go out and travel in the future. Under her gaze, Xianxia groaned, and did not mean to refuse immediately. This made Xianxia look shocked. It seemed to feel that there was a dilemma. When she was about to hit the iron while hot, Xianxia said, "Miss Shen, good intentions, I will take it to my heart, but I don't have any plans to enter any sect yet." Xiao's expression dimmed, and surprised at Xianxia's answer. Xianxia explained with a smile, "If I'm really alone, it doesn't matter if I enter a sect, but Miss Shen also sees that I still have companions." "You mean the girl Yang Yan?" Xianxia nodded and said, "Not only her but also others, about a few dozens." "Several dozens?" Xianxia is stunned. "Indeed, and their cultivation level is uneven. There are Void Return stage, there are also Saint King stage, and even Saint stage." Xianxia smiled a little. "Such." Xianxia murmured and smiled immediately. "No wonder you will refuse. Since brother Yang has concerns in this regard, the mistress will not say much." Since she failed to invite Xianxia to participate in the trial, Xianxia was a little disappointed, but since this is the reason, she naturally would not be difficult. She chatted with Xianxia for a while, then left and returned to another small mountain not far away. After she left, Xianxia smiled slightly, his eyes flashed and seemed to be thinking about something, and then he blinked and stared at somewhere in the void. Lightly said, "Looked at it for so long. Have you seen anything?" The voice fell, and there seemed to be a wave of aura fluctuations in the void, but it passed away without any anomalies. Xianxia coldly snorted. "Why? Since brother Wang is here, he wants an invitation from Yang to show up." Listening to Xianxia's calling his name, a burst of ripples suddenly appeared in the void, and a strange figure appeared in place. Looking at Xianxia somberly, "How do you see my trace?" During the speech, he collected a cloak-like treasure hidden in his body, staring at Xianxia, and said in a deep voice, "My concealing aura code is a void-grade high-rank secret treasure. You can't see the flaw." Void-grade high-rank secret treasure. Xianxia raised his eyebrows and looked at him with a smile. "Brother Wang has a good treasure, but this secret treasure is not low-grade. With your strength you can't bring out its full potential. And it just happens that this Yang is very sensitive to other people's prying eyes. Hee. You have some skills." Wang Yuhan snorted coldly, exposing his body, without any embarrassment. "Brother Wang is not there to heal. What are you doing here?" "If I was not aware of brother Wang's aura, I might have attacked just now." Xianxia's mouth widened with a faint smile. My injury has been healed. And I am not malicious here, just curious." Wang Yuhan replied nonchalantly. "If it's just curiosity, it's alright. If brother Wang has any opinions on me, you may say it directly. If I can change it, I will change it. If I can't change it, brother Wang will have to be patient for a few days. Where do I have opinions for you?" Wang Yuhan's face sank and suddenly smiled. "But you refused Shen's proposal. It is wise. Although your strength is not low, it is still not enough to enter Clean Sky sect. This kind of big sect, Shen girl might not be able to explain it, but she has good intentions." "That's my business, brother Wang, don't have to bother." "Yeah? If Wang has nothing else to do, please go back. I just want to use the space law formation of Black Crow City with my companions to left this place." "That's the best." Wang Yuhan nodded blankly, holding a fist slightly, and was about to leave from here. Suddenly Xianxia said again, "Yes, I don't like being spied on by someone. This time it doesn't matter. If there is another time, what are you going to do?" Wang Yuhan turned around and stared at Xianxia coldly. Xianxia smiled mysteriously, and the power of the divine consciousness in the consciousness sea suddenly turned up and suddenly enveloped Wang Yuhan. Wang Yuhan's face changed drastically. At this moment, he noticed that a breath of death was looming. When he was about to fight back, he found that feeling disappeared at once, and Xianxia was still sitting on the spot, looking at him with a smile. It seems that he hasn't moved any hands or feet at all. Wang Yuhan's expression was immediately amazed, and he was born with a cold sweat. After a while, he turned his head and flew away. "What are you jealous of me for? It's inexplicable," Xianxia murmured. He naturally knows why Wang Yuhan is not so friendly with himself, and why he is hiding. But he didn't have any thoughts about Xianxia at all. After leaving this time from Black Crow City, everyone might never meet again in the future. This Wang Yuhan was a little nervous. Although he understands that he is not a good thing, Xianxia did not tell Xianxia though. After all, Xianxia is too lazy to do such a thing as a villain, and Xianxia is not a woman who is not familiar with the world, and can clearly see the essence of Wang Yuhan. For him, as long as he can use the space circle of the Black Raven City, he would not intervene more, but since the other party came to spite, Xianxia naturally wanted to teach him a lesson. Sending and receiving divine soul deterrence did not affect Wang Yuhan in any way, but Xianxia had secretly planted the seeds of fear in his heart. In the future, if he really had to have any conflicts with him, as long as this seed of spiritual thought was inspired, Wang Yuhan was the lamb to be slaughtered. With Xianxia's powerful spiritual mind, it's natural that Saint King 3-layer martial artist cannot detect this. Unless there is a martial artist above Void Return 2-layer to personally examine Wang Yuhan's consciousness, only then will it be possible to find the spiritual mind seed and break it. The probability of this happening is low, and Xianxia is not worried. After a moment of contemplation, Xianxia felt that he had neither exposed his strength nor revealed his cards, and then closed his eyes with satisfaction and continued to focus on his own affairs. 3 days later, Shen Fanlei and others who has done healing their wound have gone out, and Yang Yan has already handed a ring-like thing to Xianxia. The ring is cold and bitter, and at first glance, it can be seen that it is made of materials with some cold properties. It came out, and Xianxia also found a trace of aura of ice jade. Spiritual mind looked inside. Xianxia even found that the sun's true essence that made him helpless was stored in it and was surrounded by a lot of restrictions, gathering a lot of ice and cold power to restrain the spread of the sun's true fire. This ring is somewhat similar to the space ring, but the capacity is extremely small, only a 3-foot radius. It should be a secret treasure that Yang Yan specially refined with the purpose of storing the true essence of the sun. With this kind of thing, Xianxia doesn't have to worry about the sun's true essence's aura being exposed, and it can easily be transported. After checking it, he put it away with a great joy and praised Yang Yan fiercely. "She is really unparalleled above the sky." Yang Yan gave Xianxia a fierce look. After getting busy here, they meet with Xianxia and others, and learned that they were almost ready to go. After a brief discussion, the 6 people rushed towards the Black Raven City. On the way, Wang Yuhan changed his attitude to Xianxia, and was silent, and intentionally or unintentionally distanced himself from Xianxia a lot. When people notice this, they all give him a strange look. Shen Shidao and others were unaware of this, and told Xianxia on the road about the situation of Black Raven City in detail. Through her explanation, Xianxia learned that because the geographical location of Black Raven City is a bit special, it cannot be controlled by any force because it is located in the center of Extreme Path Sect Watchtower Sect Polar Pavilion 3. At the time for the ownership of the Black Raven City, the 3 forces fought each other for several years, but each of them killed and injured some disciples, but still could not get the city. In the end, don't know what kind of agreement the 3 had reached. No matter who asked about this city, no one would intervene in the city of Black Raven. In this way, Black Crow City gave birth to a good force in its own. The city was led by City Master and recruited a lot of powerful martial artists. With the help of some mineral veins nearby, it survived in the gap between the 3 parties. Moreover, there are many cities such as the Black Raven City, which are many in the entire Shadow Star. Most of the reasons are because some forces are in a deadlock, unable to determine the ownership of the city, letting the city people defend for itself, and the result is that the city itself has formed a force. This kind of force is very attractive to some helpless martial artists. Through solicitation, they can occasionally recruit some powerful martial artists to join. This kind of city is generally called a free city, and there are hundreds to thousands on the Shadow Star, because it does not have the strict constraints of the sect, and the management is relatively loose. The change of the master of the city is also very frequent. Who has the big fist is the city master, so most of them will not be a big city. Many forces will not care about it, but they will cooperate with it. However, there are exceptions to all things. On the Shadow Star, there are 2 or 3 cities that are not inferior to the big sect. Such cities are often controlled by a large family or several families, and they are relatively united with each other, although there will be infighting, but they are all restrained within an acceptable range. Once outside enemies invade, they will stick closely together. After hundreds and thousands of years of prosperity, these super cities can occupy no less than the weight of the Shadow Star. To be continued.